Why are Europe's gods called myths, but Abraham's God called history? For thousands of years, Europe had its own gods, its own temples, its own myths, its own sacred stories, its own answers to life, death, honor, courage, love, and destiny. The Greeks honored Zeus, Athena, Apollo, and Artemis. The Romans honored Jupiter, Mars, Venus, and Minerva. The Celts worshipped gods of forests, rivers, and the unseen world. The Germanic and Norse peoples honored Odin, Thor, Freya, and Tyr. These gods inspired poetry, philosophy, art, architecture, literature, and entire civilizations. Then something changed. A new faith arrived, a faith born not in Europe, but in the Middle East. Within centuries, the old temples were abandoned, the old festivals disappeared, the old gods became demons, or jokes, or children's stories. Why? Why did one set of sacred stories become religion, while another became mythology? Why is the story of Zeus called a myth, but the story of angels, devils, miracles, and divine revelations called history? Why? Who decides which supernatural story is true and which is merely a myth? Why? Why do school children learn Greek mythology as fiction, but Abrahamic theology as sacred history? Why? If millions once worshipped Athena, Odin, and Jupiter, why are those beliefs dismissed today? Did they become false, or did they simply lose power? Why? Why did Europe's intellectuals preserve Greek philosophy, yet abandon Greek religion? Why keep Aristotle, but not Athena? Why keep Plato, but not Apollo? Why? How did the descendants of Rome stop believing in Roman gods? How did the descendants of the Norse stop believing in Odin? How did entire civilizations forget the faiths that shaped their ancestors? Why? Europe remembers its ancient architecture, its ancient literature, its ancient philosophy, its ancient heroes, but not its ancient gods. Why? And what role did power play? What role did emperors play? What role did kings play? What role did religious authorities play? Why? Europe experienced centuries of religious conflict. The Crusades, the Inquisitions, wars between Catholics and Protestants, persecution of heretics, burning of dissenters, religious violence that lasted generations. Yet many Europeans remember these events as unfortunate exceptions, not as reasons to question the triumph of Abrahamic monotheism. Why? Why is religious violence committed by ancient pagans remembered as barbarism, but religious violence committed in the name of monotheism often explained away? Why? Why are Europe's pre-Christian religions treated as cultural artifacts, while Abrahamic religions remain living truths? Why? Is truth determined by evidence, by numbers, by survival, by political victory, or by something else entirely? Why? If history is written by the victors, could religion be as well? Why? And if another faith had won the struggle for Europe 2,000 years ago, which stories would we call religion today? And which stories would we call myths? Why? For more questions that challenge accepted narratives, please visit www.reasonandrevolt.com.